Hey, true believers. Chris Mack coming at you with Batman the Drowned. This was part of the Dark Knight's Metal series, and this was an excellent comic book. It's been a while since I read it, so just going back through it, I was like, oh man, all these little details that I missed the first time I read it. So that's one reason why I like to go back and review these, because it gives me a chance to kind of go back and relive that feeling that I had when I first read the book. So this came out in December of 2017, and this was a very interesting take on the Bat mythos. We see this kind of like, it looks like a portal at first, right? And it says, the only world I've ever known sinks into the darkness below me forever, as does the only love I've ever known. But Sylvester died a long time before my world did. So you come to find out this is water. We see a hand. And here, this is a great use of visual storytelling because we think we're drowning. But then we see this text say, it's time to let go, to accept, and go up toward the light. The mocking light, the damn light. So we notice that we're going up instead of drowning. I like how that reversal of that hand just makes your brain stop for a minute and think what's going on. So we start to see this new Batman, which is called The Drowned, enter Amnesty Bay. And she goes, protecting my world was an obsession that consumed me. By the end, it was like trying to tread water in the numbing cold when you're exhausted. Better just to drown. So I like how we don't really get to see this character yet. We just get close-ups, and it just sort of builds, which leads into this gorgeous splash page of the Drowned attacking Amnesty Bay here on Earth 0. And we just notice, we're like, wait a minute, Batman's wearing a corset. So you don't really get the whole story yet. We start hearing about this character named Sylvester and this person's world drowning. Well, they come to face, this one comes face to face, of course, with Aquaman and Mera. And I can't tell if that's supposed to be like a hammerhead shark or a whale, but that's a very creepy looking animal there. But nonetheless, another great splash page. And this is called Rime of the Ancient Mariner, and Dan Abnett writing, Philip Tan and Tyler Kirkham, artists, Dean White and Arif Prianto doing the colors, Tom Napolitano doing the lettering. Here's everyone else that's working on the book. Now, if y'all could, I cannot remember for the life of me who created Aquaman. So if y'all could let me know down in the comments, I very much would appreciate that. Excuse me. And so it's after this fight, because Mera notices that her aquakinesis isn't working. And she's like, what kind of creature is this where this the waters do not obey me? And this Drowned says, my water, my rules. And as she's going against Aquaman, she has a flashback where she says, I've fought and killed plenty of Atlanteans before. And so here, the Drowned is from Earth -11. She goes, it was 18 months after I'd hunted down the last of the rogue metas and avenged Sylvester. So you find out that this Sylvester character's last name was Kyle. So the gender roles are reversed here. So there's Aquawoman, Batwoman, and instead of Selena Kyle, we have Sylvester Kyle. And he dies at the hands, I think, of the Atlanteans. Or no, it was the rogue metas, I'm sorry. So this Batwoman becomes very embittered. She goes, the Atlanteans were in self-imposed exile after I thought I killed all these rogue metas. She goes, that killing me that they came in peace, but I knew better. Just more rogue metas. A threat that menaces everything we held dear. I could feel it in my gut. I don't trust anyone, but I trust my gut instinct. Like I trust my ability to protect the innocent. So, Bryce, that's their name, Bryce Wayne, finds that the Atlanteans, or at least in her mind, that the Atlanteans' talks of peace fall through. So she goes down and just look at this vicious panel of her impaling this Aquawoman. And she goes, the Atlanteans were vicious, so I redefined vicious for them. And that is just a rough panel to look at, the way that they just impaled. But nonetheless, gorgeous artwork by the art team there. And so she said that because of what she did, of course in war how everything escalates, so she's saying that Gotham was drowned. So she had to make modifications to her own body to become like the Atlanteans. You know, she created her own type of sea creatures, and she's like, I did it all because we had to win. And she says here in the end that she did. But the outcome was the whole world became a drowned world. She goes, the price was a new way of life for the victor, a drowned world. So I lit a lamp to shine across the darkness of the deep, a light to signal hope and victory, the only light left in the world. And this is where she's called upon by the Batman who laughs. He's like, you don't trust anything, do you, Bryce? Nothing at all. And this world is done because of it. But it's not really your fault. It's the light you see. And so you kind of start to get the idea of how he allures this now rogue Batman into Earth Zero, and how she's able to manipulate everything that Aquaman and Mera thought that was their domain. But they didn't account for going against the tactician mind of Bryce Wayne, Bruce Wayne, whomever. And so it's a great read, lots of action. I really don't want to spoil it. And again, sometimes when you feel like you've read a book, you're like, well, that was quick. It's because you have fun with it. I had a blast reading this. And as we kind of start to get towards the end of the book, she goes, my amnesty begins here. I light my signal. My light to show this world my intent. I'm going to drown it all. This whole world. So it shows how vicious this Bryce Wayne is. And again, just another interesting take on the Batman mythos, as I said at the beginning, because it's not just Bruce Wayne. It's this whole other just worldly, character development. And I think that's what makes it engaging, because it doesn't kind of stick to all the normal, beats of Bruce Wayne, you know what I mean? So anyway, The Drowned. Great work by Dan Abnett. And again, if y'all have not read his Silencer series from the Age of Heroes, good stuff. I'll try to get over the Silencer here. Eventually we'll try to go over the whole series, because there's only I think 17 issues before they canceled it, which was bad choice there, DC. But anyway, if you've enjoyed this comic book, make sure to first and foremost support your local comic shop and pick up a copy if they have one in stock. And if you've enjoyed this review, we really would appreciate it if you take a moment to hit like, share, and subscribe. Helps the club channel more than you could possibly know. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that fancy little drown bell next to subscribe, that way as we continue to upload content, you guys will get notified. You can come to the channel, and we love to hear your feedback and talk with y'all down in the comments below or on our social media pages, which I'll make sure to leave the links down in the description below. So with all that said, thank you all so much for stopping by. I hope you all continue to have an absolutely amazing day reading, and happy hunting, true believers.